Hey, what's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showing you 10 must-have legendary weapons at level 65. It's that time again. The level cap has been raised, which means refarming all of our guns, but for the last time, and these are the ones that you should farm for first. These are 10 powerful legendaries from all facets of the game, so whatever DLCs you have, or if you have none at all, there'll be something great in here for you. I'll be telling you where you can get them, what they do, and give you tips on how you can maximize their damage. If there's a gun that you think should be in here but isn't, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure it appears in part 2. Also, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, and let's crack into it. We begin this list of 10 must-have weapons at level 65 with the Star Helix, a fantastic base game assault rifle that has an increased chance to drop from the Go-Go Power Troopers, who you fight around here in Atlas HQ. The Star Helix comes in Just Shock, Cryo, Radiation, Corrosive and Non-Elemental, which is a little strange, but there's enough there to combat various enemy types. It deals heavy damage with a good fire rate, but is let down slightly by its lower than usual mag size, which sits consistently at 24. It makes up for that easily though by dealing the damage of a trio of guns, or at least that's what it feels like when you're using it. It fires 3 bullets in a linear pattern that shimmer as they glide through the air. They are quite spaced and you can't tighten their grouping by aiming, so the Star Helix is best used in close ranges, where you can dish out the full brunt of its force. That force is monstrous. When every projectile hits, it'll slice through enemies like they weren't even there. It performs equally well against mobs and bosses for all Vault Hunters, and there's simply nothing it can't handle. Moving on now to a DLC 3 powerhouse pistol, the Lightshow. It's manufactured by Vladov, can come in any element, and has an increased chance to drop from Lasodactyl, a flying enemy you fight in this area of the map in the Obsidian Forest. The Lightshow doesn't mess around when it comes to dealing damage, firing 4 pellets in a circular pattern at a typically high Vladov fire rate. Each pellet has a lot of weight behind it, allowing it to chew through enemies with very little effort. Thanks to its high pellet count and rate of fire, the Lightshow has enormous DPS potential, ripping through anyone and anything. If you're looking for the best anointment, consecutive hits is great and will boost its damage even further. It is a spectacle in itself. The way the bullets flow from its barrel like deadly streamers from a party popper is something to behold. The celebration is purely yours with one in your hands. No one will ruin the occasion as you lay waste to all that stand before you. A new weapon appears. Its name is the Convergence, exclusive to DLC 4, can come in any element, and has an increased chance to drop from Dr. Benedict, who you fight here in the Benediction of Pain. The Convergence rewrites the script of the Brainstormer, and instead of sprouting chains to harm nearby enemies, it summons a dissection of needles that penetrate your target every time you land a shot. These blades converge in a cluster and demolish your target from every angle. It's a great effect that enhances its already good base damage, but where it really shines is on a Ricochet Amara build, where every ricocheting bullet casts the same effect on nearby enemies. In that situation, it's unrelenting and will absolutely obliterate a pack. Flak can also enhance its damage output by making the converging bullets count as criticals. If you want the best version, look out for one with a ×4 pellet count, or even a ×8, which will consume double the ammo, but whatever one you get your hands on, just be happy to have it. Now to the Hellwalker, an incendiary only Jacob's shotgun that has an increased chance to drop from Road Dog, who you can find hanging out around here in the Splinterlands. The Hellwalker has always easily been one of the coolest weapons in the game. I mean, a double barrel shotgun that shoots incendiary rounds in unique patterns while playing heavy metal riffs. When has that ever not been cool? The only thing is, it was bad for a very long time, but that is no more. Now it's a heavy hitting shotgun that'll mount enemies in single shots. Although it has 2 in the mag, it consumes both per shot, but its reload is extremely quick. To up its DPS and delay that reload for another round, you can boost your character's magazine capacity to 3, giving you the power of both barrels. Because it's a Jacob's weapon, you also get that high critical damage and ricocheting bullets on critical hits. It's a special gun for Jacobs as they typically come non-elemental, but the Hellwalker gives you the fire of the underworld to play with. With it, you're the Grim Reaper, wielding your double-barreled scythe as you banish enemies to the underworld in a single shot of blazing fury. Up now is the Monarch, which has been a staple in many in-game builds since its introduction. It can be obtained the quickest by defeating Kilovolt while on Mayhem 6 or above, and you fight him here in Electricity. The Monarch is an incredible Vladoff assault rifle that fires a large number of projectiles in a very short space of time, and it can also come in every element including non-elemental, which is always a good thing. A standard Monarch will fire 4 pellets, but you can even get a ×8 variant which will almost double your damage for twice the cost of ammo, and that's generally the one I'd lean towards. You learn pretty quickly in the Borderlands that if you shoot something enough, it's going to die, and the Monarch takes that to heart. It's like someone told it to empty its mind of everything but shooting and killing, because that's what it does to perfection. Enemies just flat out disappear as you mow them down with bullets. It's not particularly accurate, although you can improve it by aiming, and you'll generally want to be close to your target, although it'll do just fine at medium range. Its true damage, however, lies with its bipod attachment, which when out will cause you to go at a snail's pace without the ability to jump, but you'll deal double the damage. Switching between the two modes is where it's at its finest, and I gotta say, it's pretty damn fine. Coming in hot is the Anarchy, an immensely powerful TD shotgun from DLC 2 that can come in every element. It has an increased chance to drop from Cuckoo Jack. You fight in Nigel Nashire, but I find farming Tom and Zam around in this area of Heart's Desire to be the most effective method. There's not much weapons more powerful in the game than an Anarchy at full strength, but getting there can take a while. Every time you empty the mag or kill someone, the Anarchy stacks up, becoming 25% more powerful than it currently is. And because that damage increase compounds, at its max stacks of 10, it's almost 14 times as powerful as when it started out. Prematurely reloading will cause all stacks to be removed, so avoid doing that, and you'll have the Endbringer in your hands. It decimates opponents, tearing big chunks out of your enemy's health bars with each emptied clip, signaled by a deadly reload animation. The reload is the single biggest thing you have to watch out for, as it'll down you more than your enemies will, and resetting your stat count, which isn't a great thing. If you want the best one, look out for a ×20 variant, which will consume 2 ammo per shot, but deal a mountain of damage and allow you to stack up twice as quick. The Bloodstarved Beast is next, another weapon exclusive to DLC 4 and has an increased chance to drop from Evil Lilith. You fight here on top of Castle Crimson. The Bloodstarved Beast comes in every element and fires a number of elemental projectiles at the cost of 2 ammo per shot, or 3 depending on the variant. Because it's made by Dahl, it comes with 2 firing modes, but you'll want it fully auto so you can admire its high fire rate. It empties its mag quickly, but not for a lack of dishing out damage. It'll defeat opponents faster than you empty its mag, and its true damage lies in its unique effect. Similar to the Gargoyle, the Bloodstarved Beast has a chance to fire a charged round that'll explode on impact. The damage from this shot is heavy and will cripple whoever was hit by it. Because its rate of fire is so high, these shots happen a lot, bringing its damage to another level. Those shots also deal splash damage, making it a fantastic SMG on modes who can amplify each blast. Now to another peak SMG, the Flipper, which, like the Lightshow, is also found in DLC 3. It's manufactured by Maliwan and can come in every element. It has an increased chance to drop from Minosaur, who you fight around in this area of Bloodsun Canyon. Because it's a Maliwan gun, it must be charged before firing, but you also have 2 elements to play with. Looking at the card, the Flipper isn't a great gun. It lacks the damage number, but all its other stats are fine. It doesn't take long, however, for that first impression to fade as you hold down the trigger for the first time, and notice the amount of projectiles it fires steadily grow. Its max projectile count is reached about halfway through a standard mag, and it'll rip through opponents like nothing else. The barrage of projectiles it unearths sends its DPS skyrocketing, and boosting its magazine size will help you to sustain its max DPS for longer. It also deals splash damage, which is great news for Moes, and if you run an action skill in build, make sure you pick one up with the 200% splash damage anointment. The Bearer of Plagues is next. The Plaguebearer, my favourite launcher, that can be obtained the quickest by defeating the Warden who you fight here in the Anvil, but only if you're on Mayhem 6 or above. But like all of those Mayhem 6 plus weapons, they have a chance to drop from Takedown bosses as well. The Plaguebearer is an alien barreled launcher that uses the elements to its advantage. There's no explosives here, just raw elemental fury as large orbs are sent from its barrel at the cost of 3 bullets per shot. After those orbs land, carnage ensues as a deadly rift is opened, sucking all nearby enemies towards it. From that rift, homing projectiles are fired which seek out all unsuspecting foes, dealing heavy damage. The singularity and homing projectiles in combination create a weapon that will do your dirty work for you. The initial shot deals great damage in itself, with the second phase sharing that damage round. It's perfect for mobbing because of that, but it doesn't lack while bossing either. Although the homing projectiles can seek out enemies that you'd rather they didn't. We end this list of 10 must-have legendary weapons at level 65 with the Hellshark, a deadly base game melee 1 pistol. It has an increased chance to drop from Vermin Lingua, who you fight here in the Splinterlands as part of the side quest, The Homestead Part 2. The Hellshark fires elemental traces at the speed of sound. Well, not quite that fast. Its handling does take a hit as a result with some moderate recoil, which makes it better in closer ranges. Its name alludes to the elements it comes in, only coming in fire and shock. I guess Shock Hell wasn't as good of a name. Those two elements synergize extremely well together, allowing it to deal the highest possible damage to 2 of the 3 health bars, which are often paired together. It burns and zaps its way through flesh and shields respectively, rendering your enemies useless in just a few short seconds of concentrated fire. It also comes with a ricochet effect, which causes bullets to ricochet in the alternative element when they hit a world surface. This helps to extend the life of shots that you missed, and you can even use it tactically to avoid changing elements altogether. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned of 10 must-have legendary weapons at level 65. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.